In the heart of Renaissance Florence, a man watched the rise and fall of empires and wrote the rules of power that still echo today. His name was Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo di Bernardo de Machiavelli was born on May 3, 1469 in Florence, Italy, during one of the most vibrant periods of human history, the Italian Renaissance. He came from a respectable but not noble family, and from a young age he studied Latin, history, and classical literature. These studies shaped his sharp mind and his lifelong fascination with politics and power. In 1498, after the fall of the Dominican friar Girolamo Savonarola, Machiavelli began his public career. He became a diplomat and civil servant for the Florentine Republic, serving as secretary of the Second Chancery, a role that placed him at the very heart of Florence's political life. During his diplomatic missions across Europe, he met powerful figures like Cesare Borgia, Pope Julius II, King Louis XII of France, and the Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian I. These encounters opened his eyes to the true nature of power, ambition, strategy, and often deception. But Machiavelli's career came to a sudden end in 1512. The powerful Medici family returned to Florence, and the republic he had served so loyally was overthrown. He was dismissed, imprisoned, and even tortured on suspicion of conspiracy. When he was released, Machiavelli retired to his small estate near Florence. There, in isolation and frustration, he turned to writing. In 1513, he composed his most famous work, The Prince. In it, Machiavelli offered practical and often ruthless advice to rulers on how to gain and maintain power. He wrote that a wise ruler must be both a lion and a fox, strong but cunning. Although the phrase, "the ends justify the means," never appears in the book, it captures the spirit of his ideas perfectly. But Machiavelli was more than just the author of The Prince. He also wrote the Discourses on Livy, a reflection on republics, law, and civic virtue. In The Art of War, he explored the strategies and discipline of armies. And in his witty play, The Mandrake, he satirized the corruption and folly of Florentine society. Throughout his later years, Machiavelli tried to regain the favor of the Medici, even dedicating The Prince to Lorenzo de' Medici himself. But despite a few minor appointments, he never returned to real political power. He died in Florence on June 21, 1527, just as the Medici were once again expelled from the city he loved. Today, Niccolo Machiavelli is remembered as one of history's most brilliant and most controversial thinkers. His name gave rise to the word Machiavellian, meaning cunning, manipulative, or politically shrewd. But beyond the reputation, Machiavelli was a realist, a man who sought to understand politics not as it should be, but as it truly is. His works laid the foundation of modern political science and realism, ideas that remain as relevant today as they were 5 centuries ago. Niccolo Machiavelli, the man who taught the world that politics is, above all, the art of the possible.